There is a reason the average worker will have multiple careers before they retire, and it's not just about a dynamic job market. Real-life careers are iterative in nature and require many course corrections as people fine-tune their interests, develop their skills and learn new ones, and become more aware of their personal values, which may themselves shift over time as lifestyle needs evolve. Before we can converge on a particular job or career at any point in our lives, we must diverge and consider a wide range of feasible, viable possibilities based on our interests and skills. When IDEO meets with a new client, they take great pride in not jumping to conclusions about what possible solutions to their problems may be. They feel strongly that converging on possible options too quickly means foreclosing prematurely on other, possibly better solutions that might not present themselves without a thorough, abductive analysis of the user experience and the issues they face. In a 2008 blog post entitled, "What Does Design Thinking Feel Like?" IDEO CEO Tim Brown comments, "Design thinking is different, and therefore it feels different. Firstly, it is not only convergent, it is a series of divergent and convergent steps. During divergence, we are creating choices, and during convergence, we are making choices. For people who are looking to have a good sense of the answer, or at least a previous example of one, before they start divergence is frustrating. It's almost like you're going backwards and getting further away from the answer, but this is the essence of creativity. Divergence needs to feel optimistic, exploratory, and experimental, but it often feels foggy to people who are more used to operating on a plan. Divergence has to be supported by the culture." IDEO illustrates this concept like this. Much has been written about the end of the traditional career ladder, in which one climbs a series of clearly laid out hierarchical steps leading to success in a particular field. Others have written of the more modern and adaptable zigzag career, by which a person will make a series of lateral moves between organizations in order to gain skill sets and increase their employability. Using the divergent-convergent model, I would argue that a modern career is most like a series of diamonds. Fans of pragmatic education that leads directly to career success may find this model too messy and uncertain for a new college graduate facing loans coming due. But talk to any great career success story, and chances are you will hear a tale of not a straight route to riches, but a meandering route they could not have anticipated at the beginning. The reality is people are messy, and through a process of trial and error, they tend to design careers for themselves that are based on a melange of their personal interests and skills and what the market will bear, not just at the moment they finish their education, but at each subsequent point moving forward. The fact that success can be had without a career path is, if not unfathomable, at least terrifying for those who are looking for a sense of security that their hard work will pay off. What I am arguing is that career decision-making is complex, full of emotions, and rarely scientific. It is as messy as a human endeavor can be, involving not only personal interests, values, and skills taken into account by traditional career theory, but also the influence of culture. Family value systems, one's country and region of origin and adoption, schools attended, subjects studied and not pursued, peer influences, intimate relationships, the list goes on. Were these influences equally experienced by each individual, then perhaps we could come up with a mathematical model to represent it and an accompanying algorithm to reveal the extent to which we are influenced by each of these factors. But every person experiences and internalizes these influences differently, and everyone has their own unique subconscious emphases, and ultimately on the extent to which each is affecting this person's desires and decision-making. The practice of human-centered design allows for the experience of the individual, the one facing the problem, as a necessary component toward finding the solution. IDEO prides itself on taking great care to spend considerable time observing and speaking with people who will be affected by the solutions they have been hired to find, whether it be users of computer hardware — it was IDEO, after all, that designed the first mouse for Apple — or African villagers delivering water to their townspeople. For an individual contemplating their career trajectory, a certain amount of research must come into play, considering how you have experienced your career influences thus far and how you conceptualize your future. In order to design your career, you must fully understand the user, you. If you are interested in exploring further how to apply design thinking in your life, I recommend the book Designing Your Life by Bill Burnett and Dave Evans, who teach a popular course on the subject at Stanford University. What we have been focused on in this course is the initial part of the design process, which is understanding the user. The next step in the process is to test your ideas to build a prototype of new possible career identities, and that's what we'll look at next.